Hey guys, welcome back to the Pilgrim's Progress. My name is Helium Lemon 15. Today is September 19th, and this is the second area of the game, the Swamp of Despond. It is quite swampy. We have these shame enemies that I'm certain everybody has had some experience with in their life. These shame enemies are sort of these green people with what looks like little helmets or something, and they're covered in like these thorns, and they've got like these ropes hanging them down and whatever. So let's get some level ups for Christian. Alright. We'll be seeing a few level ups in this video because we make quite a bit of progress, and I cut out some battles, so it's another shame enemy. I think, let's see what they seem pretty weak against Grace. I think just this playthrough I noticed that like there's different animations, like I think maybe it's different animations for different attacks, so I think maybe I can't go based on the animation. I should just go strictly based on the damage dealt, but it's like when I do Grace, either every time I do Grace or when an enemy is weak to Grace, it has like these satisfying like starburst kind of explosions. Anyway, I really love Scott's, cut out a battle. It was quite smooth, so you didn't even know there was a battle. But I really like Scott's 3D art style, his backgrounds that he does. I like this background where there's like the trees all the way in the back. So, our first boss of the game, Sinmire. And of course I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode again, but that's okay. Sinmire is going to try to mire us in sin. Wow, what a potent remark. We have the Holy buff, which I forget what that does. Shame, can't use blessings. Okay, to get rid of shame, we go to healing and we go to forgiveness. So, healing will get you out of status ailments. Praying will heal you, give you some buffs, and then blessings will give you, like, extra good buffs. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like I've been playing a lot of things that aren't RPGs lately. I have been playing penny arcades on the Rain Slick, Precipice of Darkness 3, made by Z-Boy Games, the same people who made Breath of Death 7 and Cthulhu Saves the World, which are like really cute, kind of retro style, like 16-bit RPGs with a lot of good humor in them. Penny Arcade has a really fun sense of humor. Penny Arcade is like a webcomic, but I don't actually know of the webcomic Penny Arcade. So I'm just kind of going into this game like, who are these characters? Why do they have so many weird jokes? Who's this guy? No, really, who is this guy? This guy's help. Thank you, I almost didn't make it. I was getting so deep, I was growing tired. What was that stuff? When you learned that you were a sinner, this place filled up with all your guilt and fears and doubts. That's what all that sludge is made of. It's the filth of sin. Okay. The Lord has tried to build a road through this swamp and has good steps in place, but people still fall into the waste of their own sin. Okay. Well, we get some nice peaceful music. It's sort of new agey meditation music with some nice wind chimes. It's very fitting for the sort of peaceful areas we'll encounter next, with like beautiful statues and gardens and big beautiful houses and maybe a planet or two or a moon or two off in the distance. I got to play Elden Ring yesterday. I was over at my friend's house playing Elden Ring. That's a beautiful game. Just beautiful. I never played a FromSoft game before. So what's cool about that is that it's like almost like if you play Dark Souls and Sekiro and Elden Ring, it's less of a learning curve because you can just kind of, or Demon Souls or Bloodborne, I forget if that's also them. But Elden Ring is a beautiful game. I love all the sort of quasi-mythological elements. I love the big tree that's like based on Yggdrasil, kind of. I like some mythology, you know. So this is Worldly Wise Man, one of my favorite characters from Pilgrim's Progress and Celestial Railroad. Actually, in Celestial Railroad by Nathaniel Hawthorne, he's called Mr. Smooth It Away. But I always liked Mr. Smooth It Away. Of course, if you want to get to heaven, all you have to do is follow the Ten Commandments. It goes along the side of Mount Sinai and up towards the path of morality, or the mountain of morality. It's quite safe. What's that in the background? Is that like a huge planet in the background or a huge moon? I have to know this. I must know. So here's morality. It's a big cave where things fall on you. The end. Morality reminds me a lot. Of course, this was made before Desolate Hope, but it reminds me a lot of like the caves underneath. What's the first level called? Malwastes. Yeah, if you watch my playthrough of Desolate Hope, you can tell that this is the same guy. He likes robots and he likes sort of Donkey Kong Country-esque graphics. Yeah, this is sort of like late 90s computer game graphics, like Final Fantasy 7 or 8. Sort of pre-rendered thing. Or like Donkey Kong Country. The caves especially remind me a lot of Donkey Kong Country. Of course, there's a lot of caves in that game. I miss that game. I miss a lot of my console games because they are at home in New York. And I am here in Maryland going to school, which is so weird for me to say I'm in Maryland. But, you know, I like Baltimore. It has so many fun different neighborhoods, and it's kind of a rough town. It certainly could use a little bit more TLC and better infrastructure and, you know, but it's kind of a lovely city, actually. It has a great harbor, so this Soldozer is really taking its toll on us. I wouldn't be surprised if a small man with noodle arms was with a big, like an unusually big knapsack on his back, is trying to just, you know, beat a huge machine with iron spikes on it with just his bare hands. Of course he's not fighting with just his bare hands. So of course, another quest, 10 NPCs, you talk to them, you push up. Of course, if you push up, it goes towards the quest, and it'll, like, it has a little counter that just restarts, going from 1 to 10, or sometimes from 1 to 20. To talk to them, you just stand in front of them, so if you push the up arrow, you won't get to see their dialogue anymore. But that's the facts. You know, we going hard. We fighting this big machine man, you know. So yeah, Elden Ring was fun. My friend also had Skyward Sword HD on his Switch, which I really did enjoy. I actually think it's smart that they made a remake of Skyward Sword. Even though not a lot of people like that game, it's still a cool game. And Skyward Sword on the Switch runs at 60 FPS, which I believe the original game only ran at 30. I believe Wii games only run at 30. I could be totally mistaken about that. Somebody in the comments get me wrong. Oh yeah, but yeah, my console games are at home. My beloved Wii and Wii U and N64 are all at home, and that's fine. for me. I'm taking the time to build up a decent collection on Steam and explore it. And oh yeah, quick side note: you can press down and pray. Oh, I had 1 point left. Wait. So if you see your Bible in the corner flashing green, if you see it flashing yellow, you have like level up points. But if you see it flashing green, you have focus points, which you can sort of use to develop, I don't know, like whatever they call it in RPGs, like a trait, or, you know, some kind of buff starting at the beginning of battle. So yeah, Mr. Worldly Wise Man was not a good guy to trust. He got us in a whole load of I can't curse, this is a Christian game, darn it. Your good deeds and obedience will not do something. You must turn around and go back the way you came. Yeah. So we gotta go through this same cave again, with these big rocks falling on us. And then these NPCs respawn, so you can get more citizens counted towards your quest. Each one gives you a little bit of experience, so it's basically you're grinding some more. Let's see, we left in this battle, and now I have some buffs at the beginning of the game. It looks like I have like a defense buff, a wisdom buff which protects me from like status ailments, a health buff, and something else. Maybe a strength buff? I'm not sure. I'm very buff. Because I got all these buffs. I don't know, I always thought the word buff was a funny word. I don't need anyone to save me. It's William Afton. He doesn't need anyone to save him. It's Fat Man. He's civil to those who are civil to him. Well, at least that's better than William Afton. Five Nights at Freddy's has enough analog horror series based on it. I don't need this game to have an analog horror series based on it. Like, there's already, like, what, the Mandela catalog, which starts off with, like, a kid's, like, Bible tape, which I don't know from experience. I've only read about the Mandela catalog on, like, whatever it is, the analog horror wiki, whatever. But yeah, I don't think I want to watch that. I don't want to have nightmares. Even though I do like stuff that's psychological, that's creepy. I don't, you know, love blood and gore, but like I do really like creepy ideas. I don't know. Sometimes I like blood and gore. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes a little bit of like creepy stuff in a video game is like, yeah, right on. I like it. So, the spooky skeleton is really getting me going. I like the spooky skeleton. Sorry, I should be serious. That's a sad man. He's in grief for something. I think he's one of the NPCs that you can help. This is the Wicked Gate, guarded by Beelzebub. That is our next quest. But, this dude is an assassin. He bodied me, so that was not fun. So I figured, why don't I try to level up, go back to some previous areas, and just generally mess around, you know? Messing around can be a good thing. Hey dude, sometimes they're taken from us so soon. So, we can pray for him, but that doesn't really do us a whole lot of good. Here is like a special glowing cross where we can just gain a crap ton of experience. Again, I can't curse because this is a Christian game, but like, I don't know, trying to stop cursing in general. But crap isn't so bad. I mean, whatever. I like all those. What is that supposed to be? Is that like a big eagle guarding the city? It's very like Harry Potter-esque, which I've come to accept. Like, yes, the Harry Potter books and movies are good, and they're a big part of my childhood and a lot of people's childhoods. But there are better books that you could be reading. I don't know. Harry Potter is kind of like it's one of those things that's like so big that it's annoying. It's like so popular that you forget that it's good. Like the Beatles, you know? Anyway. I never watched Beatles Get Back. Actually, I watched part of it. What happened was, I think we watched it last Thanksgiving when we were at my grandparents' house in Ohio, and my aunt was also there. And it's very documentary style. It's like 3 hours of like lost footage or something, which I would absolutely love to watch on my own. You know, I'm not saying, but like I think my family was there and we had all had like a big fat Thanksgiving dinner and we were kind of experienced that like postprandial somnolence, I think is the technical word for it, the fancy word for it. We were in a food coma basically, and like we were all just kind of bored. I don't know. But I hasten to add that I wasn't bored because I was like really digging it. But then my family canceled like our Disney Plus thing, which is fine with me. I mean, I don't really support Disney that much anyway. I like some of Disney's movies. I like Bedknobs and Broomsticks, the most popular Disney movie. No, that one is really good. It makes me happy, and it's not one of those things that's like ruined by pop culture, you know. So do it for the meme, yeah. I will see you in the next episode of Pilgrim's Progress, which should be a fun time. Take care. Have a nice day.